Hello everyone, this is Zoltar and welcome back to our Offworld trading company Robotic campaign. Last game went pretty well. There were a couple of surprises, but thankfully our ability to produce chemicals and utilize chemicals pushed us through to the end of the game quite handily. Nobody was really focusing us down with black markets. We got things done, that hacker array being a key component in the game where we were unable to use the Offworld market. Hopefully we won't have to do that again. The Offworld market's very powerful, very easy to use, and I would like to just be able to rely on it, quite frankly. But we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the next mission will be. You can see we have a dust storm that gives food shipment. Might want to avoid that one, because food's not particularly useful to us most of the time. A glass shipment here. So we have a food shipment or a glass shipment. That's kind of... that's frustrating. Frustrating is the word I'm going to go with. It's frustrating. But it's okay. It's okay. We can actually use glass for some of our buildings, like the patent lab, like the Offworld trading company. So I think we will be heading into this dust storm to retrieve our glass shipment. Not so concerned about the income. No engineering lab in this scenario, which is worth noting. But let's go ahead and see what happens. I could upgrade the patent lab even more. I see no need to do that whatsoever. Our patent lab, we got 2 patent labs last time during the mission, so that was pretty fantastic. We actually got a lot off that last mission. 2 patent labs. I think this ice condenser, which is such a bad thing. I hate this thing so much. It might be that it actually produces more water. I think it produces half a unit of water in a multiplayer game, which is better. But because of our difficulty settings and the fact that, I don't know, it seems like everything is just making a little bit less than it usually does in multiplayer right now. That's what I'm going to say about it. So maybe this isn't as bad as I thought it was. So we got 2 patent labs, an ice condenser, and a wind turbine engineer during the course of the last mission. So that was quite nice for us. Let's look at what we should spend money on now, though. I could go ahead and pick up an engineering lab for future missions. Won't be able to use it this one, but it might be worthwhile anyways. Other options are to maybe get a water pump, because water has occasionally been quite handy, potentially, to have, because everybody else is using so much of it. And I could just grab up these 3 things, honestly. It's kind of tempting. Make our steel production better, because steel is always good, especially now that off-worlds are a thing. Make our chemical production better, because sometimes just having ridiculous numbers of chemicals is really good. And get ourselves access to a good source of water rather than the condenser. I think we'll go that route. Let's just do that. Dust storm, so we'll be relying on our wind power this time, quite probably, and let's get to it. Water, not a big deal.
Water found.
Okay.
High levels of carbon found.
Well, here we go.
Ooh, a geothermal
Now we're finding some resources.
That will be useful.
Really need to find some aluminum,
High
though,
levels
before we
of
commit
iron
anywhere.
found.
Aluminum's
Medium levels
pretty
of
important.
silicon
Let's just
found.
keep checking around near this iron. See if we can locate anything of interest. I didn't even get it on. I don't care. It's a single thing. Let's check. Okay, some geothermal down here. What do we got here? Iron again. Okay.
High levels
Okay,
of
there we
uranium
go.
found.
There is a nice place to settle, quite probably. I think we will take this spot right here.
Acceptable location has been identified.
Grab this iron.
Run colonization build script.
Grab that aluminum.
High levels of silicon
And
found.
throw down a couple steel mills. And that's a pretty good start, I think. We got so many resources off of the plant. We got enough aluminum to upgrade immediately, so we didn't even need to worry about this right away, except that it was a pretty good aluminum tile, plus it has carbon under it, so we can move into carbon later if we want to. And then a real good iron tile with plenty of iron around it for adjacency bonuses if we need them. We probably won't. But still, good to have the option just in case. Now we'll just be waiting on that steel to roll in. We do have an underground nuke to consider using right away if we would like to. Is there any resource in particular we don't want our opponents to have?
Expansive colony expanded.
What's here? Is this anything? This is just a wind turbine. We'll need to get those up fairly quickly ourselves. There's a source of carbon right here that's already been claimed. I am tempted to knock this down to make his life significantly more difficult. Half his carbon income from that with our underground nuke.
Full hardware upgrade.
And let's get upgraded. Steel mill is T. trying to get better at using those hotkeys, personally. Let's get down some wind power. I'm going to try not to go overboard this time. We went a little overboard in the past. We'll just maybe throw down one right here for the time being.
Freelance pirates are auctioning their services to the highest bidder.
There's carbon on that map to steal, but now it's getting a little pricey for my taste, so we'll just leave it be. The potential for carbon was nice, though. Certainly. Alright, one more claim to look at. What do we need? I'm not too worried about iron immediately. I'm tempted to claim something like this tile. It has carbon and aluminum. I can use it to beef up my aluminum production, help that keep up with my steel production. And it claims the carbon for later if I so desire. We can upgrade again, which we will. Only downside is it increases our dependence on electronics,
reticulating splines,
which is worth noting, but I'm not overly concerned about it. Let's see, what else do I want? I want glass. I can't get glass. Instead of complaining about that the whole time, why don't I focus on stuff I can do? I can get access to silicon. I can get access to carbon. I can get another claim. I can maybe throw down on this carbon spot, which is a remaining strong one. I can throw down on this silicon, which makes his silicon production a little more restricted, or I can just take a good one for myself up here. Maybe we'll go that direction. Throw down a quarry, throw down a quarry. Plenty of aluminum coming in. Steel production hopefully stays fairly constant. Let's make sure these are... Oh, wow. Those two things at once, just hating us. Alright, let's buy up this fuel. Because of the shortage. And we can look at making some fuel now that that shortage is cured. Let's see where things settle out after the shortage and decide if it's worth it. I think it is. I think it is. Let's get a couple electrolysis reactors down then. We'll actually put them out here.
The black market is online.
What did the underground nuke do? It looks like it was... Okay, it was on our carbon tile up here. That's unfortunate, but not surprising. We do have another underground nuke available to us. I forgot we got so many of those at the beginning of the game. Why don't we hit it? What am I concerned about them having? What don't I want them to have a lot of? I think aluminum. This aluminum would be nice to hit. Okay. That has their aluminum income. Aluminum's pretty valuable right now at 30. That's good for aluminum. So I think that was a nice place to hit. We have quite a lot of money left over. Let's grab a goon squad while they're cheap.
2,000. 4,000.
I'm not too concerned about Energy Vault, actually. Let's just let them have it.
So.
Now, I am looking to upgrade again fairly quickly. Our steel production got shut down, which is making that difficult, but hopefully it'll go up again momentarily. Carbon shortage. I know he has some stockpiled, but hopefully it won't be much. And we can still use this shortage to make a fair amount of money. That surplus on fuel is sad, because we just got our fuel production established. Let's go ahead and turn these off. Wow, excuse me. Well, we can upgrade if we so desire. I'm going to hold off. We'll hold on to this money for the moment. We can use it for shortages and the like. No need to upgrade right away, in my opinion.
The black market is online.
What to do with this? We can just get another claim. Restrict them even more. Force them to upgrade to get their claims. I'm okay with that. Almost have all the steel we need. That's very nice. I should also consider devoting a large number of resources to glass right now.
Replicators online.
We're going to need a lot of glass later. Glass is likely to only go up in price. We're not seeing a lot of glass production right now. Just one glass furnace. They both need it. We need it for the off-world market. We need it for the patent lab. So I figure we'll just grab a lot now. Turn these back on. And then we won't have to buy it when it's more expensive later. Patent lab down, get that goon squatted this match. For sure. And let's go ahead and look at what is going to be good off-world before we do anything else. If we look, so far food's the best. Fuel's very nice. That's very good for us. And let's just, chemicals are also very nice.
The black market is online.
I think we'll focus on fuel, though. So let's go ahead and get another electrolysis reactor down. I think these are on auto supply. Yes, they are. Surplus on electronics, that's fine. We don't even have electronics production right now because I don't see the point. I think, though, we're going to throw down a little more carbon income.
Freelance pirates are auctioning their services to the highest bidder.
1,000. 5,000. 6,000.
Pirates are actually very valuable right now.
10,000. 12,000.
That's starting to push it, but it's still okay. We're just going to steal more carbon. Carbon's extremely valuable at the moment, so pirates right here.
Pirates. I hate those filthy bandits.
We're holding on to that glass for when we have the ability to construct an off-world, so that's okay. We'll just be patient and we'll wait. Over here, let's get teleportation started. Sell off what? Some of this carbon. How much is it going to cost? There we go. Got it done. And we can upgrade.
Improving efficiency. Beginning construction. Reticulating.
Okay, shortage on electronics. That's not good. We need a lot of electronics. Let's get those purchased before the price flies up too far. Actually, make sure we have some spares because we're going to be consuming those quite frequently.
Pirates.
We can get
I
some
hate
production of those up.
filthy bandits.
Carbon will go down in price before too long. Especially because we're relying on it to kind of fund what we're doing anyways. That's all the steel we need to use for the time being, and now we want to save the rest of our steel, I believe, for Offworlds. Oh, and we've thrown down outside the crater because A, it protects us from black market better. B, we're going to have teleportation before long. As you can see, we're about halfway done with it at the moment. And so it won't affect us too badly that everything is out here. Keep selling off carbon for the time being. We'll hold on to the fuel. We don't need to sell fuel. We're planning to send fuel off-world. It was a pretty decent off-world resource. I think the only thing better was chemicals, and chemicals take fuel anyway. It's whatever. Off-worlds have been nerfed to the point where you don't just send the most valuable resource anymore. Sometimes there's a little bit of give in it now, which is nice. Alright, that's that done. We do want to get a little more research done. We've used glass for the electronics factory, so we actually need more glass
Expansive
still.
colony expanded.
Let's get nanotech researched. Love me some nanotech. Okay, carbon got mutinied. We can't really be surprised by that, quite frankly. Carbon's still quite expensive. Surplus on water, that's very nice for us. That's very, very good. Because we need water. Sell off some oxygen, I think. Not going to sell any steel. We should be getting...
Pirates are auctioning their services to the highest bidder.
I'm going to drive this up a little bit.
8,000. 10,000.
We'll call that good. I think that's okay.
So.
Now, what I would like to do is get enough stuff sold that I have the glass I need to go ahead and put up that off-world. And we'll get that goon squatted as soon as we can. 3 claims left. Have to decide if I want to do anything with them. We are losing quite a bit of money on power at the moment due to this mutiny, so maybe we should work on that. There we go. Hopefully that'll be more than enough power for the time being. We are losing a lot on it. It's all going into debt, though. I'm not too concerned about it for the time being.
Those filthy bandits.
Patent lab. We are done with the patent lab, so that's where our... Are we done with it? We have options here. We can get carbon scrubbing, and we can potentially get slant drilling. We don't need it anymore, but we're nowhere close to building another off-world, which is what I would do with this tile. So maybe we keep using it for the time being. Let's sell off some steel. Go ahead and start on carbon scrubbing. Carbon's very expensive. Carbon's likely to stay expensive. As you can see, these even need carbon right now. So I think this is okay. My only concern is getting this off-world blown up at this point, because we do not have the money. Okay, there we go. If we sold everything, we sold literally everything, which kind of tanked our fuel idea. But we just need enough that we can start it launching, and hopefully we'll be in a good spot for the remainder of the game. Would be good to have a backup goon squad, because almost certainly this thing is going to have all kinds of nonsense thrown at it, but for the time being, that's okay. Aluminum shortage.
Dirty rat trying to break our stuff.
Nope, that went on the patent lab, so that's kind of okay. And we'll just wait. Sell off all the steel. Okay, food shortage, that's okay. We're not too concerned about that. 2 claims left. We have to decide if there's anything we actually want to do with them. We can't make glass. We could secure a little bit of water if we wanted to, for example, but they're not very good spots for it. Power is starting to get a little crazy.
The black market is
Why don't we
online.
just
Offworld
why don't we just do
shipment
this?
launched. Look at all the money.
Oh, well, that was rude. Stop that. Keep those off-world shipments rolling.
5,000.
Where is it? Oh, that's my tile. That's basically my tile.
1,000.
Come on.
7,000.
Come on.
8,000. 9.
And my debt's pretty high, and they're going pretty high, so we'll just not. Let's take slant drilling. Slant drilling is going to be good because it'll make these significantly better, like this one here. We'll be able to benefit from this tile instead of just being here, so. I still think slant drilling is a good option. It'll also let these benefit from this, for example. So it'll just beef up our resource collection fairly well. This is almost repaired. Wind turbine, not a great thing to hit. It repairs very quickly. More power shortages. Well, we're in a good position to take some advantage of this, so that's okay. And let's actually just start, man, would you stop? Why are you throwing that at my power? Like, now I'm just not making money off power instead of not making money off of an off-world. Crazy people.
Launched. Look at all the money.
Alright, well, we just made a whole bunch of money, so let's grab up a whole bunch of carbon ahead of this shortage. And we'll do the standard thing with that. Okay. Underground nuke wasn't on us, so I'm not going to worry about it. There we go. More off-worlds are flying up. We almost have slant drilling. Let's just start the purchasing process. There we go. Power surplus. Not going to be concerned about that at all. Let's go ahead and scrap the patent lab. We don't need it anymore. I do have options here, and Offworld is the obvious one. And the one I'll probably go with once I have the resources and the money for it.
Offworld
Which I
shipment
can just kind of
launched.
force.
Look at all
We'll
the
go ahead and
money.
grab a goon squad. This pretty much just guarantees the whole game. It wasn't really necessary, but I feel better having 2 of them when I can have 2 of them. Water shortage, okay. Power surplus, that's unfortunate. But what are you going to do? Go ahead and turn off these. It is interesting playing Robotic, just not automatically going for water in some form. Okay, they tried to EMP here. That was actually really stupid. And they dynamited one of our quarries. Let's get that fixed. Like, what you do to take out an off-world, preferably, like this one. We actually want this patent real bad, so I'll come back in just a minute. We're going as high as it takes. We have this game.
18,000.
Alright, permanent addition to our arsenal is the farm now. You set off an EMP, like right here. If it's defended, you then drop something like an underground nuke or whatever's cheap on top of it. Clear the goon squad. and then be ready the next minute to do it again and keep checking for the defense and then blow it up with dynamite. Because it'll take me, if it got blown up with dynamite, it would take me 200 steel, 50 electronics, and 50 glass to fix. That's huge. But since you just targeted right here, yeah, you removed the goon squad, I can go ahead and replace that, and you gave me an EMP, so I can just do this. You know, it's just, that's not how you go about it. Okay, here, see, that was better. He got unlucky because he put it in a stupid spot because he's a computer. If he'd put it here, it would have had pretty much the same chance to knock things out, but it would have had a chance to knock out 3 things instead of being guaranteed to only hit 2 maximum. Look, it just would have been a better idea to start here. Sell all the things, buy all the people. Can almost do it. We need like 15,000, so we're just waiting for what? Our off-worlds are offline. Let's fix that. Buy up all this aluminum with a shortage coming. And this game's just about over. Just waiting on the shortage. Not too much longer.
The black
There we go.
market is online.
Bam. Easy stuff, easy stuff. Love having access to Offworlds. It's just such an important tile. Can't pass it up in the campaign. Let's see. See, electronics. Look, I really hate electronics. Let's be honest here. I hate seeing those robotic players who are on like tier 3 headquarters and they're like, man, I'm losing money on electronics. I have to throw down electronics. I'm like, no. You don't have to. Stop it. It's okay. Look at all this money I made off carbon. Look at all this money I made off of aluminum. It's insane. It's insane. Some of that was the shortages, yes. But look at how much glass I had to purchase. Compare that to the electronics I purchased. Even if you look at purchased electronics plus auto-purchased electronics through the course of the game, I didn't buy nearly as much of it as I did glass. It's just, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, electronics are really bad. Don't go into electronics until they're actually going to be valuable. They're a late game resource for a reason. It's not just because they're so hard to make. It's because they're such a bad resource. Everything else has to be in the tank, really, for electronics to be solid. And then they are. Then they can be good. They can also be good if you go hack or array because nobody else makes them because they're so bad. But still. I've been Zoltar. That has once been a display of the power of the off-world market. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.